here tonight on this Scout Shabbat, and we have a big contingent that came from all different directions. How many of you came from the South towns? Okay, a couple of big hands here. I know the one thing, it's sort of like they always say it about postal workers. Rain or shine, right? They always deliver. I think it's the same thing with Scouts. Now, Scouts, if you had a storm, a rainstorm, and you were planning a camping trip, would you cancel the camping trip?
No way.
See, I would. This is how we camp. My family and I, we love camping, and we'll camp not out in the outback. We haven't done that. Maybe you guys have done that already. But when we go camping, we check the weather very carefully and make sure that we have there. But you guys, you know how to deal with all different situations. So wonderful to have you. Why don't we take a nice deep breath of Shabbat air here. The Shabbat is a time, the Sabbath is a time to take a pause from our normal activities and just to appreciate to be together. We breathe in everything that we want to hold on to from this past week, and we breathe out everything we're ready to get rid of. So one more time. I am really, really grateful to have a former Scout treasurer leading for Troop 457, right. Harvey Horowitz, who also is our tutor extraordinaire as Rabbi Tannenbaum used to say, and Paul Staley over here.
I was a Scout too.
Oh my gosh, I was a Scout too. I forgot. You know, I was thinking about talking a little bit about the Scout Pledge tonight, and it came back to me. It flooded back when I was in third grade. Right around that time, you have to learn the Scout Pledge, right? And I realized I was a Scout too, so we're all Scouts up here. Wonderful. Paul? No, okay. Raise your hand in the congregation if you were any form Boy Scout, Girl Scout, Scout. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That's remarkable. I didn't even realize that. It was actually how I got my job here. When I interviewed for Temple Sinai, the original synagogue that brought me here, and we have at least a couple people on the interviewing community. The central question was, are you welcoming to Scouts? Right, Mark? Is that was? And I said yes, and so I'm here. Let's see. I owe it to you guys. All right, we're going to begin with a song of welcoming, and I just want to say, Reverend Gail Lewis was supposed to be with us tonight helping to lead, but she got snowed in. She could have used a couple Scouts here, and really thankful for Harvey for stepping in. So, Hine Matov Umanaim from Psalm 131 is on page 128. Please join in. Everything that we do tonight will have transliteration for the most part. That means the English letters with the Hebrew, so if you're not familiar, you can still follow along, and you'll see it on the left side there, in the middle of the page.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Wonderful. So in addition to being Scout Shabbat, this is also a Shabbat of poetry and song. Because this is the crossing of the sea. So I brought some poetry, and we're going to have different poems over the course of the night and music to celebrate that time. This was actually the first poem as an adult that I wrote, It was in a class at the Jewish Theological Seminary. It's called Where I Found God, written back in 1996. On Wednesday, I watched the stars and the moon go down my back. Venus was a cold blue and revolving retrograde. Saturn, a huge saucer I could eat off of. It was in astronomy my freshman year, and I looked up at the sky on the top of the old gray building Pupin, where our telescope sat, and I saw a million stars like rocks in the water, gleaming and sparkling. I imagined a million different worlds with creatures of all shapes and sizes, and I thought of God. Could the universe stand on its own? It's the question the ancients always asked, and we rarely ask anymore, but then it seemed real. Or maybe it was Camp Galil, where alone celebrating Shabbat and watching all the other counselors drive away, I danced around in the dark grass under the shadow of trees, and I saw stars like nightlights guiding me somewhere. The air was clean and crisp, and I had space. The buildings of the city of humanity had left me and been replaced by space and trees. My lungs expanded, and I thought I was part of everything, a tiny energy ball whipped like a ball in a pinball machine through life. I was uncontrolled and uncontained when Harry invited me into his cabin to get away from the dark loneliness that was. We come into that moment where we find our own sense of the divine. And one of the ways we do that is with something very familiar with Scouts, is lighting candles. And I know we have two of your leaders, Noah and Zoe. Can you come over here? There's matches involved, no sticks. But this is one of the first skills I know you learn as a scout. Yeah, oh, we have another participant. What's your name? Ava is also is going to. So there are some matches hidden away. I know Noah's pretty familiar here, but you can show Ava and Zoe also. It is real matches there, not sticks. We're going to turn to our candle lighting. Just like Scouts, this is the first thing we do. We make sure we have light. Without light, you can't really do anything. And before electric lights, it's the bottom. There you go. See, you figured it out. Page 120 in our prayer books. Yep, whenever you're ready now. Yeah, just a reminder, the prayer book goes the opposite direction. Hebrew goes right to left, and so you might be confused if you open up the English way. It starts in the back. All right, so what we do is we bring in our lights into our heart. Oh, look at that, okay. And I'll turn over to Harvey.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, God, King of the universe, who sanctifies us with your commandments and commands us to light our Shabbat candles. Let's see, Ava, do you want to lift up that cup over there? And we're going to turn to page 123. I'm going to turn over to Harvey to lead us in the Kiddush tonight.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikraei kodesh זכר ליציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. We say l'chaim to life, and we're going to let you off the hook. You don't have to drink it unless you choose. I don't know what's in there, so thank you very much for Yesher Koach. You guys can sit down. Wonderful. And thank you for leading us in that way. We're going to turn to our welcoming of Shabbat song, which is on page 138. This song, we welcome the Shabbat bride, who we imagine entering into our room, because Shabbat, the Sabbath, is also a little bit like a wedding. We're supposed to feel that sort of joy. So if you see on 138 at the top of the page, that's the chorus that we'll be singing. And we're going to sing the first 3 verses on 138, and then the ninth verse on 139. On the ninth verse, when we get there, I'll invite everyone to rise at that point, not now, and we'll face the doorway. We'll bow as the bride officially enters into the room. And then afterwards, you'll need that Shabbat Shalom again. We'll welcome each other into the space by wishing each other Shabbat Shalom.
Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. La 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamiyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem el tiferet v'liti la 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 la, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu nelcha, ki mekor habaracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof maseh b'machshavat chila la 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 la. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha, kumitzei mitocha hafecha, Rav lach shevet ve'mekabacha, V'hu yachmol alayichem la 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 la. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, Toch emunei am segula.
Now we bow.
Boi chala la 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 la. Lecha dodi
Welcome one another. Wish each other Shabbat Shalom.
Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela la 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 lecha dodi lekrat kala lecha dodi lekrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela la 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 la
Likrat kala. You may be seated.
Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela.
See, we're all one community now. It's so wonderful. Everyone could take a seat. There's something about that connection in the middle of the service where we understand the room, the whole temperature in the room changes. Has anyone been on a very long plane flight, like a 12-hour plane flight? Anyone, right when you're getting on the plane, you have this moment where you suddenly tense up as it starts down the runway. Has anyone had that experience before? Anyone say any prayers while? I certainly there's a tradition. Actually, we're studying it right now in the Talmud, right, Kirti, about the traveler's prayer is one of the things that comes up because we don't know what's happening. They didn't have planes thousands of years ago. But they certainly had a sense of trepidation, and I certainly get like that when I'm before I go on a flight, and no matter how far it is. But I wrote these words thinking about all of us on the plane. And this was written almost 15 years ago. I was going out to the Far East, and I realized that all these prayers were kind of like hanging over us. And so I'm on the plane, and I'm praying, and I'm scared, and I'm like, ooh, I have an idea. And I start writing my poem. So this is called Prayers in Conversation. The wings of the plane is heavy with prayers. Well, light really, jumping. They have trouble staying on. A few of them fall, joining others hidden in clouds. A conversation ensues about home. How are the folks, and the kids, and the dogs, and the weather outside? By then, they have forgotten their purpose and simply enjoy being up so high in the air. There's that moment where you suddenly relax and you're just in the air, right? Well, I'm going to invite you to rise because we're one community now, and we're going to call out in community with what we call the Baruch prayer, which is on 146. Oh, we were going to do Chatzi Kaddish. Sorry about that. We're going to do Chatzi Kaddish. You can remain standing. That's the page before. 144.
144. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah B'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru Amen Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach li'alam l'almei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal Shemei de Kudusha Berichu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Da'amiran bi'alma V'imru Amen.
Now we turn to 146.
Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
We remain standing, page 149 at the bottom. Let's read together. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv.
Aravim.
As we stand on that precipice between light or dark, you know what's going to get us through? Love. So we turn to page 150, Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amecha Ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu B'shochbeinu v'kumeinu Nasiach b'chukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha Uv'mitzvotecha Le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu v'orech yameinu V'orech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'alayla V'yahavatecha al tasir mimenu li'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Amen. Page 152, we continue with the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Vaed.
You may be seated. I'm going to invite Lil up here to lead the V'ahavta, which is on page 154.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'kol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anuchi mitzavecha hayom ha'levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'aderech uv'sholchecha uv'kumecha ukshatam le'od al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtabtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'yisharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים Ani Adonai Elohechem.
How many of you here have ever read Torah before? You should all raise your hand because you just did it. And we are going to go to we do 2 Torah verses in a row, or 2 Torah sections. We just did as part of the Shema. That's mostly from Deuteronomy 6. And then we turn to this week's Torah portion, page 158. So what we're reading about is the crossing of the sea. And in just a little while, you're actually going to see these words in the Torah themselves. So remember this page, 158.
Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar bakodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele.
Baruch atah Adonai Gaal Yisrael. Blessed are you, God, who redeems our people. Page 162, we're going to need all the clappers we have at the top. Vishamru.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night. Eternity utters a day. I invite everyone to rise, if you're able, page 164, as we move into the Amidah, the Tefillah, our central prayer, and we're going to continue in the Hebrew through page 170.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. Shemo b'yahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Be'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah rav le'hoshia. Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem. Mechalkel chayim bechesed. Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim. Somech nofelim berofei cholim. Umatir asurim. Umekayem emunato. Lishenei afar. Micha molcha ba'al gevurot. Umido melach. Melech memit umechayeh. Umatzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai. Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh. U'kadoshim b'chol yom yehalaluch hasela. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
We continue with our own private prayers through 180, and whenever you're ready, you may be seated. We're going to resume with a prayer for peace on 180.
Oseh shalom bimramav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimramav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
Oh, what a pleasure it is to be with Harvey tonight. What your voice with no preparation at all. It's amazing. There's a wonderful beauty. I was at home today. My daughter was off school. The Amherst Middle School, they have teachers' conferences today. And watching the snow, I love that here in the Buffalo winter. What's that?
You're Meshuggah.
Well, it's the reason why I moved here, in addition to the Scouts. There is that wonderful transformation. Just a couple days ago, it was 40 degrees, and we saw the ground, and then suddenly we don't. It looks completely different. I love coming down in the morning and seeing the bright light too. The snow is much brighter than if the ground without it. So this is a poem about that experience. It's really also about driving on the highway, and you notice that during the winter the evergreens stand out. And when you're in the forest, if you're camping during the summer, you barely see them. But in the winter, they're the only parts of green that's there. So it's called Before the First Snow. Just before the first snow, and just after the last leaf has fallen from the trees, there is a moment when the forest opens up, the bare trees no longer able to hide the bulging roots of life hidden below the branches. From a distance, their auburn bark is translucent, almost fuzzy. It looks as if one could reach his or hand directly into the forest floor, uncovering all of nature that has erstwhile remained dormant. Only the evergreens, the spruce and pine, stand tall, their straight green limbs a reminder of what once was and what soon will be again. Take time to admire how quiet and how beautiful life is. Two small white birds circling the sky, dancing in the now frigid air, waiting for the white snow to cover everything, waiting for spring to come and the evergreens to be once again overwhelmed by the other trees. It's all those moments you don't have to be here in services to find prayerful. It's out there as well. So we invited all these scouts here for this wonderful Scout Shabbat that we've had held here at Shir Shalom the last couple of years. And as part of it, there's some presentations, I understand, of some wonderful awards. And I believe that we have Noah and Zoe returning, and maybe Ava, I don't know, coming to offer the awards. Would you like to come up? Oh, did she step out for a second? Okay. All right. No, it's up to you until Zoe gets back. Why don't you take Mr. Horowitz aside because it's a little lower here.
Am I reading the speech? Shabbat Shalom. I am Noah Biter, a second-class scout from Troop 1910 in Orchard Park. I'd like to give you a brief update on our activities that the Western New York Jewish Committee on Scouting did since our last Scout Shabbat. In May, we celebrated my bar mitzvah here at Congregation Shir Shalom, and I presented our Torah, Flora, and Fauna hike donation to the Chestnut Ridge Conservancy as part of my mitzvah project. In July, we helped lead Shabbat services at Shelkoff Scout Reservation, our local Scouts BSA camp, and the All Faiths service at Scout Haven, our local Cub Scout camp. In July, we also had a chance to meet Israeli Scouts when they performed their Sofim Friendship Caravan at the JCC's Camp Centerland. It was really fun to meet Scouts from Israel and to sing and dance with them at their show. For Sukkot in October, we constructed a sukkah entirely out of trees and lashings. It was a great pioneering project, and the sukkah withstood our windy October. Thank you to Congregation Shir Shalom for loaning us a lulav and etrog so that we could say blessings in our sukkah. Our plans for our second annual Pi Iron Latke Hanukkah party were postponed due to a rainy December, but we hope to reschedule the event as a Havdalah service in early spring. Speaking of Havdalah, many of our scouts held a Havdalah observance at the recent Polaris District Klondike, an annual winter campout and winter sporting competition. We will look forward to celebrating Jewish scouting even more in the coming year.
You have presentations.
Zoe's.
My name is Zoe Kutu, and I'm My name is Zoe Kutu, and I am an Ambassador Girl Scout from Grand Island. We would like to congratulate all of the Western New York Jewish Scouts on their accomplishments this year. They have worked hard, earning ranks and badges, learning outdoor skills, and giving service to the community. Henry Donner, Pack 619, Tiger. David Donner, Pack 619, Wolf. Hannah Cunningham, Troop 34734, Brownie. Noah Donner, Pack 619, Arrow of Light. Eli Kutu, Bear, Pack 630. Matthew Romeo, Bear, Pack 630. Bear Cunningham, Arrow of Light, Pack 509. Noah Biter, Second Class, Troop 1910. Ryan Kutu, First Class, Troop 630. Ava Romeo, Troop 630. Nick White, Star Troop 229. Becca Seafried, Star Troop 824. Adam Biter with Eagle Project in Process, Troop 1910. Zoe Kutu, Ambassador with Gold Project in Process, Troop 30875. Michael Romeo, Eagle, Troop 630. Jeremy Ribolo, Eagle, Troop 444. Mazel tov on all of your accomplishments this year. Aleph is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. It represents God, the Creator, a profound mystery of unity and harmony. It denotes the beginning of a journey to gain knowledge. The Aleph emblem helps Jewish Scouts, grades 3 through 5, to learn more about Judaism. We are pleased to award this emblem to Eli Kutu, Bear, Pack 630, and Matthew Romeo, Bear, Pack 630. It is a tree of life, and to those who cling to it and those who uphold it are happy. Its ways are pleasant, and all of its paths are peaceful. The Etz Chaim emblem is designed for Scouts BSA and encourages young adults to explore Jewish roles in the context of family, community, and Jewish people. We are pleased to award this emblem to Jeremy Weberlow, Troop 444, Ava Romeo, Troop 630, and Michael Romeo, Troop 630. Talmud, a wealth of informative writings, commentaries, and interpretations from ancient Jewish sages, which include the Mishnah and the Jerma. Torah, the law of God, as recorded in the first 5 books of the Bible. The purpose of the Talmud Torah Medal is to recognize the hard work of Scouts worldwide that have earned all of the available Jewish emblems. We are pleased to award this medal to Ava Romeo, Troop 630, and Michael Romeo, Troop 630. Those that sound the shofar lead the way for others. Those that hear the shofar respond to its call. For your enthusiasm, for your support, for your welcome, we are pleased to present this shofar award to Rabbi Alex.
Wow, thank you, Zoe. I got a kippah last year. This is amazing. Oh, it goes this way. It has all the 12 plagues on it. It's perfect. We just, that's where we are in the Torah. Look at that. It's amazing. Well, this will go on my wall. Thank you very much. Oh, there's more.
Yeah. Mazel tov to all receiving emblems tonight.
Thank you so much. I am blown away, but I'm blown away by you guys. That's a lot of hard work. Each one of those, I didn't have to do much to achieve my award. But all of you went out of your way, and I know it's quite a lot. I'm actually, I know there were 2 Eagle Scouts, Michael Romeo's, and then there's another one as well. Jeremy. Oh, Jeremy also. So we love Eagle Scouts. They do such good work. I go all over the community in Western New York, and I see different projects that Eagle Scouts have done. And I also, Zoe is doing the gold medal, right? Is that, which is the equivalent for Girl Scouts. So we love it. Scouts have been a really important part of the Jewish community for well over 100 years. At different times when Jews were not accepted in general society, they were accepted in Scouts. It's a global society, and it's really something remarkable to know this kind of tradition. And they encourage you, as everyone sees tonight, to come and support religious institutions, which is wonderful. The thing I love about Scouts is how it's so, it's really proactive, that students have to go out. They have to have the motivation to go and to learn and to do really hard things. And I love especially that parents are so involved. It's one of the only activities in society today where parents and children work together in those activities. Most of the time, everything is separate, but in Scouts, it's together. So I'm going to do a little test for the Scouts. If you could all rise for a second, and let's see, because I did learn this in 3rd grade, so let's see. I have a cheat sheet here. What happens if you go like this? Is it your right hand, or does it matter? Right hand? Okay, so let's hear it. Let's hear it, okay? On my... You were a Scout? Come on, Steve. Wonderful. You can be seated now. Now, I love this. Sometimes this is used to shush people, I think. But in Scouts, it isn't like that at all. And you may not realize it, but this symbol, and I know Jeremy probably knows this, is actually a Hebrew letter, right? It's a shin. And the shin is our oath that you sang tonight, which is the Shema. So it's a wonderful convergence. And I also noticed that there are 12 points on the Scout law. Do you also know that? Do you know trustworthy? Is this something you repeat also? So let's list them out. Trustworthy, helpful, friendly. I love it. Oh wow, Zoe, do you have more awards to give out? So 12, of course, we know that number, and it's an important number in our Jewish community because there are 12 tribes. And 12 was a very sacred number. It entered into our time. That's where it came from, originally Babylonia, and then well into the Judean society with the 12 tribes, and Christians as well. 12 is important. So wonderful to have that connection to that as well. I would like to invite all the Scouts up to our bima, if you'd like. We're going to take out our Torah, and I'm going to need you guys as part of that. So come on up. We are crossing the sea in this section of the Torah, and how wonderful that we have Scouts to guide us. Believe it or not, when the Israelites left Egypt, they didn't know what to do. They had never lived in the wilderness before. And they wish they had Scouts like you to lead the way. Okay, so we are going to turn in our prayer book to page 200 and, hold on, no, let me get the right page. Page 364. And I'm going to invite a couple of you who are more knowledgeable to just pull the strings on our ark. Bruce can help you up, and I'm going to invite everyone else to rise. And I'll bring, if you need to make way for Mr. Horowitz over here, page 364.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Udevar Adonai mirushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Le'amo Yisrael B'Kedushato.
On page 366, I've asked Rebecca to hold our Torah. Rebecca was bat mitzvahed here not too long ago. You could use this one though, just hold it there. Okay, come in the middle, and what we're going to do is we're going to sing. We can even hold up our hands if you'd like. We're going to sing that Shema, 366.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
And everyone, please join.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
And those of you who know,
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Galul Adonai iti,
Uneromima Shemo
and some of the little ones, we have some little Torahs. Would you like to carry? We're going to go down there, and everyone can usually you take your prayer book and touch, and we're going to go to Miriam's song. What page is it on? Hold on, I'll tell you. We're going to do, this is Debbie Friedman's Miriam song. It's on page 646. So those of you that would like to carry a little Torah, you can join it. And we're going to come this way. Rebecca, you remember from your bat mitzvah, go figure 8 around. Would you like to carry a Torah? Would you? And we probably have a tambourine over there.
And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam was a weaver of unique variety. The tapestry she wove was one that sang history. With every thread and every strand she crafted her delight. A woman touched with spirit, she danced toward the light. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sang a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. As Miriam stood upon the shores and gazed across the seas, the wonder of this miracle she soon came to believe. Whoever thought the sea would part with an outstretched hand, and we would pass to freedom and march to the promised land. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We just lived through a miracle, we're going to dance tonight. And the women dancing with their timbrels, followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. The women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long.
You can all come down here. We're going to look at the Torah. Everyone else can sit down. Right there. That's good. We're going to look at the Torah portion. And remember that page I told you about with the Michamocha. So you can follow along with that part. And that is on page 158 in your prayer books. Here, take a step back a little bit. And let's see. We're not. Oh. Okay, what do we do here? They opened it up for you. I think that we're either before it or after it. Come this way. No, I think it's this way. There we are. All right, does everyone notice that there is something a little... You notice that there's anything different in the Torah. What is it?
That says music right there.
Music! I love it! Okay, here, if everyone, I want you to be able to see, can you come on this side? Because there's a lot of the other scouts that can't see. I think that's a good this one. Okay, now you guys walk a little this way so you're more at the center. Come all the way over so you're not blocking the wall this way. No, we blocked words. Okay. I'll tell you what. Can we walk up to the Bima? Can we do that? Then everyone can see. Okay, now we go. Is that a little bit better? All right, and if scouts, if some of you could sit down, maybe that'll help a little bit. You're very tall. So you might notice, does everyone see what Eli said? It's the Song of the Sea. You can actually see it in our Torah, the Holocaust Torah here. And it is one of the oldest sections of the Torah. This is the crossing of the sea. And it actually looks like the water is separating on both sides. And remember, we have that page in our prayer book. So we're going to get to that in just a minute. Oh. I'm doing great here. So when we do the blessing, oh, here we go. Here's the blessing. We're going to do it all together. And some of the scouts know it a little bit better, so you can help us out. Do you want to come up to the Bima and help? No, you want to help? Does anyone else want to come? Go over there and do it there. Someone can join in. It's right there. Right there.
Baruch Adonai Amvorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen.
And I'm going to start a little bit before where we see the crossing of the sea. Vayet Moshe et yado aleihem vayevalech Adonai et hayam baruch kadim ha'uza kol halayla v'yasem et hayam lecherva v'yivchu hamayim v'yavo b'nei Yisrael b'toch hayam v'yivasha v'mayim lahem choma miyamina u'mismolam v'yirdefu Mitzrayim v'yavo achareim kol sus paro richbo u'parshav alto hayam. So what you're saying right here is that Moses lifted his hand and the waters parted like two walls, and the people walked through and the Egyptians came through. And this is when they get to the other side. Az yashir Moshe uvenei Yisrael et hashira hazot ladonai ve'amru ladonai
Need more.
Ashir ladonai kiko aga susarokvo rama avayam ozi v'zimrat yavayi Yeshua. Okay, now we're ready for Micha Mocha. And if you follow everyone on that page, what is it, 168 we said? 158. 158, okay. Thank you. Wait. Everyone got it? 158. See, then you're actually reading Torah. Tisha, okay. We're just going to say it though.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Norah tehilot osei feleh.
Yes, sure. Koach, you did it. Okay. Noah, why don't you do the prayer? We can bring it together. Okay? I've never had two Eagle
The
Scouts do that.
after
Yeah, the last one.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch Ata Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
All right, we're going to welcome you back up. We're going to put away the Torah now.
You have the two tallest scouts for you.
Two Eagle Scouts. It's never happened before. And we have Yahalelu, which is on, Harvey, what page is it?
Hallelujah is on
You're carrying it. It's coming over here.
374. No, that's Hallelujah et Shem Adonai ki niskav. Yes. Yeah, hallelujah et Shem Adonai ki niskav shemo levado. Hodo al eretz v'shamayim vayarem keren le'amo tehila lechol chasidav livnei Yisrael am kirovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
In the middle of the page there.
Etz Chaim hi lamachazikim ba betomcheha meushar deracheha darchei noam v'chol netivoteha shalom hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem.
We're going to close there again. You might have heard that Zoe mentioned it's a tree of life. Zoe, didn't you mention that? That was one of the awards, right? So can I give you high fives? Is that allowed? Got it? Okay, here we go. No, that was everyone. Come on, you guys can go back to your seats. Well done. Well done.
While Zoe was presenting the awards, I tried to read all the Jewish awards from her jacket, and by the time she finished her speech, I hadn't finished reading them all.
That's wonderful. It's a lot of hard work. You may be seated. Yeah, a lot of hard work, and thanks for all the Scouts' participation tonight. It was really heartwarming, and for me, very surprising and wonderful. Thank you. We're going to turn to a prayer for healing right now, which is in our prayer book. We did a Debbie Friedman Miriam song. Now we're going to do the Mishaberach, our prayer for healing, on page 371. 371. There's a number of people in our community that we're thinking about and we're sending prayers to. If you have other names of people that you're thinking about, just raise your hand and I'll come around in just a bit. Chad Ayers, Jeffrey Brody, Peter Coyle, Kathy and Chris Crawford, Bobby DeBruin, Marwin Feldman, Erica Horwitz, Charlotte Krebs, Marcy Leonard, Cindy Lieber, Diane Lynch, Joe Morris, Larry Perlitz, Mickey Savitt, Carol Silverman, Flora Snee, Shannon Stickles, Andy Wozniak, Andrew Zubak, Avraham Ben Moshe, Sarah Bat Chaya, and Malka Bat Naftali. We'll go around it if you have other names you're thinking about.
Ava Hatala and Merge System.
We take all those names into our heart, those among us and those that are outside of this room that we're thinking about now. We direct our prayer to them.
Mi sheberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Complete healing of body and soul. We're gonna open the ark one more time. I'm gonna invite everyone to rise for Aleinu, page 586.
Aleinu l'shapeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר ראשית, שלא עשנו גדולי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל העולם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Page 591.
נאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. It's at this time that we remember those that are no longer with us. And we can see the lights around the room, people from years past that we're remembering, and some recent passings. And I have a poem to read first that Sheila Bernard Tucker wrote this week in honor of her ex-husband who passed. I Fell in Love, it's called. With a handsome friend, Our years filled with love and a good life. You showered me with love and laughter. I was happy to become your wife. Through new homes and our New York City NYC passion, we love Broadway. Wednesdays, one contest with dance, but something in our heart told me something is wrong. Our future never did have a chance. I had to set you free that cold and rainy day. You left and never could look back. I mourned first months we tried again, and then you finally just went away. Over the years, we talked again and realized how much we have grown. Your life to me was full of sorrow, and you chose to live it alone. As your health declined, you would still make jokes about being a Jewish queen. You remembered so much about our childhood. Your memory remains so keen. I pray for you that your pain is gone, and you see how much you were loved. May the freedom I gave you finally bring love and peace to your soul, with God in your home above. So thank you, Sheila. We're very sorry for your loss as well. Wherever, there she is. So we're thinking about Meredith Reed Carpman, who had passed. That's who she wrote the poem for. We're also thinking about Vicki Rubin, whose mother passed, Diane Schlanger. There will be a Shiva on Wednesday night at the Rubin residence at 6:30 to 8:30 with a service at 6:30. And from this past month, we remember Sally Bass, Jenny Lou Corris, Stanley Glick, Craig Adam Clayman, Ashley Ortega, Amy Slater, Herb Weinman, and Adrian Weiner. From our yard side list from years past, we remember Rita Brockman, Joanne L. Capone, Shirley Caviar, Fanny Suchman Cohen, Sarah Cohen, Hildy Collin, Marilyn Dudek, Esther Falkowitz, Martha Feldman, Herman Feller, Esther Foti, David Gellin, Helen Glick, B. Goldberg, Lawrence Goldberg, Dr. Alan L. Grossberg, Sal Haber, Helen Heskins, Elsa Hutner, Robert H. Jacobson, Jacob Levin, Clara Rosenthal Levy, Rosenstein Levy, Frida Lieberman, Annette Lowinger, Rose Markel, Barbara Joyce Mindell, Paul Pazcusi, Mark Plone, Harry Posterman, Anna Pritikin, Abraham Pugash, Clayton Robinson, Fanny Ross, Morris Schnittman, Howard J. Schoenfeld, Ruth Sirota, William Snitzer, Walter Stein, George Swadron, Rose Swadron, Betty Tombach, May Trippy, Greta Wolf Ullman, Adele Vogel, Susan Whaley, Leo Winters, Victor Wolf, and Dr. Leonard Zombeck. Oh, I can't believe it's around February 13th, isn't it? That's crazy. That's Cantor Whaley's. It's her 11th anniversary this year. We'll go around, and if there's other names.
Richard Siegel, Hortense Goldstein, Lisa Livingston.
Thank you. Yeah, Kirk Douglas, who had a bar mitzvah at 90 years old.
Jim Epinger, lifelong scout.
Oh, so sorry. Oh, Joanne, sorry. All those whose custom it is to rise, the mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, bi'almad yivrach hirtei v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, bagalav v'zman kari v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah v'rach li'olam olmei olmaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudusha b'rechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechamata amiran v'yalma v'yimaru amen. Yehei shlam rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimaru amen. Oseh shalom bimramav, hu yaseh shalom. Leinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, b'meru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to which we say amen. You may be seated. Zikronam livracha, may their memories always be for a blessing. I'd like to invite up another scout and our synagogue president, Bruce Corris, to offer the announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome and Mazel Tov to all of the scouts that received awards this evening and all the other scouts who are here with us tonight. And their families too. Scout Shabbat is one of our nicest Shabbats of the year, and we enjoy very much having you here. As Rabbi mentioned, I was a scout, didn't quite make it to Eagle Scout. I was a sparrow. You probably didn't make, no. The one thing that I did achieve in scouting was Order of the Arrow. And as anyone who knows me will be very impressed by this, because one of the things you have to do for Order of the Arrow is 24 hours of silence. And I did it. Haven't done that since. Anyway, so mazel tov to all of you and welcome. Thank you, of course, to Rabbi Alex and special guest star Harvey Horowitz and Paul Staley for our very lovely service this evening. We had a special baritone on the stage, on the bima this evening. It was a nice change of pace. Torah study tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, followed by the Shabbat morning service at 10:45. Bingo Monday night at 7:30. Doors open at 6:30. Temple members, we can always use a few more workers if you'd like to show up on a Monday night and help out. It's a lot of fun. And it's amazing. If we have a new worker on the floor, people will spend more money. They will buy from that new worker. So if we can get a few more people out there, we make more money. Community education, adult education session is going to take place this coming Wednesday, February 12th, 10:30 a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. at Temple Beth Tzedek. It is titled Unpacking the Parables of Jesus, the story of the rich man and Lazarus. Everyone is welcome. There are flyers located outside the sanctuary. What?
I'm coming. It's about me.
It's about you, Alex Lazarus. There you go. By the way, I saw Ed Seafried here, and Becca was up on the bima. Rabbi talked about all the various Eagle Scout projects. We have two from the Seafried family in this building. One is outside the building. Our playground was redone by Josh, and Anthony did the youth library. So our temple has benefited from Eagle Scout projects as well. Next Friday night, we're going to have our Erev Shabbat service, followed by an Oneg Shabbat. It's Valentine's Day. So bring your loved ones and come to the temple for Valentine's Day. We're selling Delta Sonic car washes and interior cleanings for $12 each. They make great gifts, and those are deeply discounted, especially the interior cleaning. And the proceeds are going to benefit our religious school. We want to thank everyone who ordered flowers from the Hospice Spring Flower Bouquet Sale. They can be picked up Monday, March 2nd, either at Bingo or Tuesday, March 3rd, between 10 and 4 at the temple office. We would like to thank Robin Raphael for bringing this opportunity to share Shalom. Very important thing going on, which is the U.S. election to the 38th World Zionist Congress. There's some information about that outside the sanctuary. If you have any questions, please see Rabbi Alex or Joanne. We have a whole bunch of other upcoming events listed in our service leaflet. Please take it home and check through, and if there's anything in there that you'd like more information on, check with the temple office. One of them is our comedy night, and I know there's a flyer out there on the table. We have our annual comedy night at Rob's Comedy Playhouse. Kids, you can't come. This is not for the kids. It's adult comedy, sorry to say. But anyway, that's March 15th, and there are tickets still available. Talk to Joanne about that. We want to wish you all Shabbat Shalom, and we'd like to thank our service regulars, Mark Nightinger and Marcia Bucci, for being our service greeters tonight, and Julia Cohan from the Women of Shir Shalom for helping with the Oneg. Now please join us in the social hall for a wonderful Oneg Shabbat, which is sponsored by the Western New York Jewish Committee on Scouting. Thank you for doing that, and we look forward to schmoozing with you next door immediately following the service. Shabbat Shalom. You took my bookie. You insist on taking that.
So, yep.
All the scouts after the service that you invited Tree of Life would like to take a picture like we did.
Yeah, so we're going to take a picture right by there, and we really appreciate. There's a lot of a lot of the scouts that aren't from the Jewish community that came especially for this night. We really, really appreciate your presence here. If you have any questions, I can answer them as well over there. And if anyone wants an Eagle Scout project, we have a couple that are on my list. Page 625, Adon Olam.
Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Li'et Nasa V'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'acharei Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora V'hu Haya V'hu Hoveh Vehu yiyeh b'tifara, Vehu echad v'ein sheni, Lehamshil lo lehachbira, Beli reshit, beli tachlit, Velo ha'oz v'ha'misra, Vehu eli v'chai goali, V'tzur chevli b'yetzara, V'hu nisi umanos li, Menat kosi b'yom ekra, B'yado afkid ruchi, B'yet ishan v'ya'ira, V'im ruchi geviyati, Adonai li velo ira.
Chala Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Hamotzi Lechem Min Haaretz. Amen. As you came in peace, may you leave in peace. Please return your prayer books minus the leaflet to the front of the sanctuary. Shabbat Shalom. Wonderful job, Harvey. Thank you.
Same to you.
Is everything okay? Tell me. Some people say that's just the experience of growing. That's what my thing is. It's all close.
I'm saying there's 200 fish.
Right.
Just put this on
Some
the
of
shelf.
that's, yeah. That's, I think in an adult bar mitzvah class, one of them. Oh, yeah. Vanessa. All right, so you guys, we're going to welcome you to, there's something, I think this is better. Okay, can I have my little,
This must have come with it. This was part of it.
Yeah.
Just a sleeve.
I don't know, this is a pin. I think I got a pin.
But the sleeve came out of the box, so there's no coffee.
Right. Oh, there also is another thing. It's quite interesting. So what was your project, Jeremy?